biggest game of the year?
Oh, that's important. I think anytime that you have your full arsenal on your team, you got a much better chance to go out there and perform well.
Did you think they didn't need the padded work today?
Yeah, I thought our guys just, I want to keep these guys fresh. I think for us to be at our best, they need to be fresh for Sunday.
Coach, where do you think your team mentally is right now?
I like where we're at, but ultimately it doesn't matter. I mean, we're just focused on day-to-day preparation, trying to get a little bit better each and every day, and making sure that we know the plan inside and out, know the details of the plan. But ultimately, we got to go out there and perform on Sunday.
Matt, in that regard, is it as much of a mental prep as it is physical then this week?
I think that's every week. I think the mental portion is so critical. I mean, I look at both offensively and defensively and in special teams. The last game, we had our fewest amount of mental errors, and I think that is a recipe to play your best football.
After that first San Francisco game, did you have to talk to the guys? And I don't want to say a pep talk, it's probably too cliche, but any sort of grand speeches from you just to kind of remind them that, hey, it's just one game?
No, I think our guys, they realize that. This is the National Football League. Stuff like that can happen, and it's all about how you respond when you get knocked down like that. And we just went back to business, and we got, like I said, we got a mature group. We got great veteran leadership in that locker room, and just got back to work.
Has your trust in your veteran leaders grown throughout this season? It's like, you know what, it's taking care of them. You can just keep it to your game plan and installation. You see good things happening from within that.
Yeah, I think anytime, as your relationship grows with anybody, I think there's more trust involved. And very fortunate to have the kind of leadership that we have on this football team with, there's just so many great leaders.
Have you made any scheduling or logistical tweaks on this trip to California as opposed to the other two trips this year?
Just very minor, but it's going to be pretty much like the last time we went out there. So I personally don't think that had as much to do with how we performed as maybe some other people might think.
Sorry, Matt. There is weather coming Saturday, though. Might you guys have to push your departure time up a little bit, or have you guys looked at that at all?
I know Matt Klein's well aware of that, and we'll adjust accordingly, but that has not been brought to my attention yet.
Matt, you were talking about the leadership before. Blake was telling us yesterday that all the defensive players after that San Francisco game pulled together a meeting and talked about the big plays. Do you think that was, as much as Mike coaching them up or whatever else, a pretty important turning point in terms of their commitment to that improved communication?
Absolutely. I think anytime the players take the ownership, I think you got a much better chance at changing something. And I definitely think the communication has been much better. Everybody seems to be on the same page right now. We've given up less big plays, but shoot, we're going against a pretty explosive offense. So we're going to have to be on it on Sunday in order to try to minimize those explosive gains.
Matt, what do you think about the job that Jace has done? A lot of people coming out of college said he couldn't block, and here he is playing some downs at fullback.
Yeah, Jace does not flinch, and he'll throw his face in there, and he's gotten better and better each and every week. I think he's grown on all of us. It took him a minute to get going, but I see improvement every day from him. I love his intent when he goes out there on the field. He is very purposeful in what he wants to accomplish each and every day, and it's showing.
How much of an indicator do you personally think third down conversion statistic is? Obviously, you struggled at San Francisco, had great success against Seattle the other night.
Yeah, I think it's critical. I mean, you got to stay on the grass, and when you look at this style of defense, much like last week, it's hard to get those explosive plays. And so in order to string together drives, you've got to convert on third down. And this is, I think they were ranked number 2 in the National Football League on third down. I mean, this is as good as defense as there is out there. And really, they were missing a lot of key players for a good portion of the year. I mean, D Ford missed I don't know how many games. Tart missed a bunch of games. So now they are fully back. They got everybody. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. But that is going to be absolutely critical to our success, is just being able to have some of those long drives and in order to generate points.
Other than the obvious, the bottom line, you converted a lot in one game and not a lot in the other. Is there anything different that you did between having a really solid game on third down, especially the third and longs Sunday, and against a different defense, but not having that success on third down against San Francisco?
Yeah, I think our guys win their one-on-one matchups. That's what it comes down to many times on third down. I mean, certainly there's a component of the plan and those guys feeling comfortable with it, but ultimately they got to go out there and execute it.